What's up, bud? It's Rob. This is Apparel Success. And this video here is going to be really different for this channel because I'm not going to be talking to you at all about how to grow a clothing brand. What I want to talk about in this video is a just straight up raw personal development concept that I've been trying to work through and understand as an entrepreneur. And the reason why I want to do this is because number one, I believe that you're going to be able to relate to this really strongly, and I think it's going to help you a lot. But number two, I'm actually thinking about starting another YouTube channel on top of this that's a bit broader, where I'm expanding into just more general entrepreneur advice, deeper concepts that aren't necessarily associated with clothing brands particularly, but that will just help you grow any type of business, that will help you become a better entrepreneur. And I think that that's my natural trajectory with all of this, on top of growing my clothing brand, on top of running this YouTube channel. And so all that I'm asking from you, give this a listen. Let me know if this was interesting, if it helped, if this is something that you're stoked about in the comments below. And if it is, let me know that, drop a like on this video, and I hope you like it. Apparel Success is sponsored by my buds over at Design Crowd. If designs are something that you struggle with, I recommend that you give them a shot. These are some of the best-selling designs on my website, and I got them all made through Design Crowd. If you're interested, head over to designcrowd.com/apparel to learn about the special offer that I have for you, or simply use the discount code APPAREL when you post a project on Design Crowd. All right, what if I told you that your mind, your physiology, your genes, the things that make up you, aren't made to thrive and reach your maximum potential, but instead you're made to survive. And that's all that your genetics want, that's all that your brain wants, that's all that your body wants, is for you to survive. And this whole concept is going to explain to you why exactly you can't do the things that you want to do to become really successful, reach your full potential, make millions of dollars and things like that, or get really, really healthy, and why you actually end up doing things that almost seem to harm you, that hurt your long-term growth, that don't lead to your evolution, but rather they lead to you devolving and becoming sort of a watered-down version of yourself. And so if you look at something like the moth, right? You go on your porch, on your balcony, you got a light. Moths actually fly around in circles, and they fly directly into the light or a candle and will literally commit suicide on themselves going into the light. You ask yourself from like an evolutionary standpoint, why exactly would moths be doing this? Like, what evolutionary context would cause an animal to literally just commit suicide into light? Well, before human beings invented electricity and we got fire to be on things like candles, the ways that moths would actually fly in a straight line was by looking at light sources. And all of the natural light sources before we invented electricity and these things that can burn them and kill them were all optical infinities. What this means is that they were using light sources like the moon that they could fly towards basically forever to guide them as a straight line. And they haven't caught up in today's age to the point where now we've invented electricity and they're using their old circuitry of these optical infinities to fly in straight lines, these light sources, to do the exact same thing. And what it's causing them to do now is literally commit suicide. And the same thing is happening with human beings right now. So take the moth as an example of an evolutionary hiccup where they haven't quite caught up to the new way that the world is working since humans have evolved in our own right. And you take human beings and you look at the environment that we're in currently, a lot of our instincts, a lot of our drives that just kind of naturally occur on a daily basis, the way that we're feeling, all stems from our evolution and our genetics through our ancestors growing up in the natural environment that they were in. And the natural environment that they were in, even a few hundred years ago, if you could get your hands on food or even like a natural sugar source, it was super rare. And so you look at the epidemic that's going on in the United States of America and around the world of obesity, people literally eating themselves to death, it's because there's such an abundance of food now, and our instinct is still there to get that sugar and to eat as much as we can to stack fat to survive, that we literally just can't stop doing it, even though we know, through the research that we've done, that it's unhealthy. Our drives and the ways that we're behaving and the ways that our physiology is running is leading us to these super unhealthy behaviors. The same thing can be said about laziness. You wake up in the morning and you think, well, I have all this work that I should be doing to grow my business and to get to where I want to go in life. But your body is thinking, man, I actually don't have to do this right now. So I can just literally preserve as much energy as possible. And back in the day, if you didn't have to do anything for a day and you could actually preserve your energy and get some rest, it was like super rare. So you'd take that opportunity every time. But nowadays, you can basically rest every day. And your body's going to be like, okay, I'm just going to rest. I'm not going to do the work. I'm not going to do the thing that I need to do. So back in the day, the people who won, who succeeded, that passed their genes on to the next generation were the ones who survived and had really strong genes, really strong survival instincts, and can push through all of that stuff to actually eat food and survive. Nowadays, we still have those same mechanisms, and the people who are going to survive, and not only survive, but rise to the top and just win, are the people who can actually override those old instincts that are still embedded inside of us, and who can actually take right action despite of the way that we're feeling, which is forcing all of us as human beings to develop as much willpower as humanly possible to say, eat healthy in a world where every time you drive down the road, there's like 10 fast food places that are just screaming at you and trying to get your business. It's the people now who can resist that natural urge that we have, that's literally an evolutionary mechanism to eat as much as we possibly can to get sugar right now. The people who can override that are going to be the ones who are healthy, build successful businesses, and basically win and thrive in our current environment. So I am by no means a perfect example of somebody who's doing all the right things all the time. But I think that that should be the compass. And having this level of awareness will really help you when it comes to understanding why you aren't naturally thriving as a human being, and why you're not just able to build a successful business super easily, and why it actually takes a lot of work and a lot of awareness and knowledge to actually make those things happen. So I think that the first step is having this awareness, just even understanding that this is kind of the way that the predicament that we're in. And then on top of that, putting yourself in an environment where you're not going to be pulled too much in all of these different directions where it's going to be super unhealthy for you. So this means, literally only stocking your fridge with healthy foods and things like that will help you resist eating like crap. If you've got crappy food and chips sitting around all the time, it's going to be pretty easy for you to just go that direction. Your body's going to go that direction. You're going to be eating that bag of chips without even realizing what's happening, because it's just a mechanism that kicks in. So setting yourself up in an environment for you to succeed, I think, is going to be absolutely huge for you. And then also just developing as much willpower as possible to take right action in spite of all of the seductive things that are out there and those immediate gratifications that are going to pull you down into this world of pain, failure, disappointment in all of the results that you're getting inside of your business and inside of your life. And like I said at the beginning of this video, this is sort of an experimental episode on apparel success, just to kind of see how much of this audience is into this type of content. So on this channel, I'm not always going to be coming out with content like this, but I'm thinking about starting up a new channel on top of this one where I go more into topics like this and all of the surrounding topics. So let me know what you think in the comments below. If you think I should do that, hit a like on this video if you liked it. And yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed.